Now in Sweden, there is a population of 9 million. Out of that, 250,000 people have been designated as electro-hypersensitive. Okay, and why? Sweden was the first country to claim 100% mobility. And now, after 10-15 years, their citizens are paying price. Brazil, they have actually come out, and this report is May 17, 2011, and that said is a direct link to 4,924 cancer cases. What they have done, 80% of the victims lived within that particular distance. Next. In India, so that, and we have a lady from that society, 10 housewives in Sher Punjab colony. I have already given you an example for Usha Kiran building. So we have things here. So 10 housewives in Sher Punjab colony reported cancer. This is the taken from we have a Mumbai to our grievance forum. So they have written the name of the people, the year, what are the type of diseases, and so on. Next. So not only that it is affecting the human body, it is also affecting the environment. Let me ask a very, very simple thing. Have you people seen any bird next to the cell tower? At the most you may see something perching on the top, at the most. Okay? But you will never ever see anything. And why don't you see bird? What is so special about birds? You know, the reason is birds have a more volume compared to their weight. So if the volume is more, that means surface area is more. If surface area is more, then they will absorb more radiation. And since the weight is less, that means the quantity to be heated is less. So if you put a less quantity, it will heat fast. Bees are disappearing. That is why sparrows are disappearing, because they can't come there. That picture is again taken by me. There are 4 cell towers near Gurgaon, Delhi toll naka. I visited the farmhouse. The owner himself said, Professor साहब पहले यहाँ पे 100 लेमन होते थे, अभी सिर्फ 2 लेमन होते हैं. Then I had to explain them, this is what is there, this is how the radiation is coming, and this is where that, and you could actually see that there are side lobes are there. So you can see that there is a green patch, there is a dry patch even on the ground. So this is the report which I wanted to mention. It happened just in October 2011. It is actually done by, there are 10 people from India who have done this study. There is a professor from IIT Delhi, there is a professor from IIT Bangalore, there are 10 different people, and I'm not part of that study, okay? What they have done, they went through 919 papers. Out of this 919 papers, 553 of them said that there is an impact of cell tower radiation or cell phone radiation, or because of that. 130 papers said there is a no effect. 196 are saying they are neutral or inconclusive. Now the question is, shall I listen to these people or shall I listen to that? So let me also say, the problem is, I'll tell you what you mentioned. Most of the time people attention get when you have a cancer. If you have a headache, you know, as I said, doctors stress, strain and all that. Cancer always makes a news. So always the news thing which makes, okay? 11 September 2011. And what they said, so there, Salzburg, Austria, greater than 1000 microwatt per meter square, the odd ratio of cancer is 8 times. And that 1000 is, we have adopted 9,000 times more than that. Austria is, which is rejected, he said, is 0.00001, okay? That is 10 microwatt which is rejected. 1000 has not been rejected, okay? 10 has been rejected. Now let's see here, Germany, tower built in 90, it's the date given there. And you can see there, 0 to 5 years, the increase in cases only about 1 times. After 6 to 10 years, it is more than 3 times. So, the time is coming. Israel, and exposure, it is only 1.5 times. For women, it is 10 times, because most of the Israeli women actually are staying at home. So that is what the problem is. So we are just like automobile industry versus mobile industry. But what is not common, that automobile industry accepted there is a problem, whether they were forced or not forced, they accepted themselves. Mobile industry is still not accepting there are health problems. Now let me mention about what India has done. DOT, which came in January, this report came, I have written that. So they actually mentioned several health hazards due to radiation, pages 12 to 27. I mean, why they write a report like that, okay? If you think that these are the health problem and you still will do this. Sachin Pilot made that statement, we'll adopt 110. But where is that 110th? It's still here. We are suffering here. Interesting thing now. State to nix cell towers on schools, hospitals. That news came in 7 June 2011. Very interesting, they say. They propose 6-meter proposed distance from schools and hospital. Is that really acceptable, 6-meter distance? And now on top of that, the most interesting thing happened. A month after, our chief minister says, we are withdrawing that because there is no conclusive evidence. Then let's see Chandigarh. So there is a news coverage. India has worse radiation norms. So we have one film actress. She had a lot of concern about it. That radiation levels were extremely high at her house. So we have that Haji Ali. And he is Mr. Milind Deora, our MP, and he has written in the blog that he is going to look after the cell tower. They measure the distance, which is 85,000 microwatt per meter square. And opposite the Juhi Chawla's place, because that is what the name, there is a next building. So they had a maximum value of 42,000 microwatt per meter square. And it was measured by which is that telecom regulation country. And they simply said, we are within WHO limits of this, so don't worry about it. Live happily, peacefully. So let's see now what is my analysis. Next. Indian guideline. 4 million. And by the way, I have not written GSM 1800. I have written GSM 900. So it is 4 million, which I have also put my comments. 19 minutes per day, it's equivalent to that. Propose 110. So still it 1.9 minutes per day. Now, actually 85,000. Term says it is safe. Sahyadri, they say it is safe. Several cancer cases observed greater than 10,000. I have shown you those cases where for greater than 1,000, not even 10,000, things have happened bad. What is that? Headaches and everything happened over greater than 100. I showed you that chart. And is the same safe limit bioinitiative says for long-term continuous exposure 100 microwatt. So now I'll conclude from that part. So you decide, people, how long you want to be safe from radiation. You want to live for 100 years? I'm telling you that. It is based on my thermal calculation only. You add non-thermal, it's up to you. So you want to live for 100 years, power density must be less than 100. And I'm not saying cancer. I'm talking about a healthy life, not having effect. You want 10 years, power density must be less than 1,000. You want 1 year, added power density less than 10,000. And let me also mention very clearly, above values are for continuous exposure, which you asked me. I'm not trying to misguide anybody. If we are exposed for only a few hours per day, then we can afford to be exposed to higher radiation density. This is my conclusion. Now let me also say what happened. So IIT expert to help Kolkata. So Calcutta people called me. So I went there. I made a presentation to Environment Minister at West Bengal Pollution Control Board. They formed a committee. We submitted the report. And that is right here, cell phone tower radiation hazard. This report is included in this. And by the way, I'm one of the member only. There are 2 other professors from IIT Kharagpur, and one of them is from engineering background. The other one is from background who understands biology, who understands human nature, and who understands all the things. Okay, so we did bring the experts around that. So Mr. Environment Minister himself is over here in the white shirt. That is next to his Professor Nyogi from IIT Kharagpur. And we have given our recommendations. This report is also included in your CD. Please aim to go through that. So now I am coming to the solution. What is the solution? Let's understand the problem. Let's work together. Let's find out solution. So what is the solution?